right, so welcome to Pitch Us. This is where we get the founders that are raising capital to present their businesses. My name's Tim Cooley. I'm the author of the Pitch Deck book. And then joined with me is Jeff Erickson. Jeff, can you do a little intro?
Yeah, Jeff Erickson. I'm currently with a startup called Forecaster. Was recently with Carta. I work with a lot of startups, sit on the advisory board for several, and I'm a pretty active angel investor as well.
Awesome. Well, we've got a great company here today. And so why don't you guys go ahead and share your screen and then start whenever you're ready.
Okay, our screen is shared. Can you see that?
Yep.
Okay, so we want to present to you guys Errand today. And just to start it off, we have a short video that we want to show you that kind of gives you a general overview of what our company is before we jump into the deck. So here this goes.
Let's face it, people live busy lives and they just keep getting busier. There is so much that needs to get done in one day, but not enough time to do it all. After working, taking care of the family, and trying to live a normal life, it just leaves no time to get the tedious but necessary tasks done, like picking up or returning items to the store, dropping off that package at the post office, or even picking up your dry cleaning. Today, there are many delivery services with thousands of rideshare drivers that will pick up food, groceries, and even people. These companies have been growing drastically over the last 5 years and will only continue to grow in the future. Although there are many delivery services doing work each day, there still isn't enough work for all of their rideshare drivers. These drivers could fill their day by running the errands that people have on their to-do list. For that reason, we've created Errand to make sure all those boxes get checked off. Errand provides busy people with errand runners that will give them their time back by running their errands for them. At the same time, it provides all rideshare drivers with more work during the day, filling in their dead times of the day. Now moms, dads, businesses, and all people can have an errand run at any time of the day. All they need to do is download the app, select the errand they need done, and then sit back and relax. Our errand runners can do any errands, such as item pickups, drop-offs, store pickups, item returns, post office runs, shopping, dry cleaning pickups, take a gift to a friend. Errand can do it all. Best of all, Errand will notify you when a runner is near your favorite stores and spots. That way, you can get all your errands done without even thinking about them. Download the Errand app come fall of 2022.
Awesome.
Okay, so now that you have a general overview of what Errand is, we want to show you Errand, the world's first on-demand errand running service. So as the video stated, there's two opportunities that we have in this marketplace. One, there's a problem. There are just busy people and they need stuff. They need help to get stuff done during the day. And then the problem too that we're solving is that there are a lot of rideshare drivers that need more work to do during dead times each day, but they just don't have that work to fill their time. So to go and show that this is a needed market that we have, we went and surveyed over 1,000 moms specifically and niched it down to just them because they're typically the most busy people that we see today. And of those 1,000 moms,
just real quick, sorry, are you able to see the screen, Tim?
Nope, I thought it wasn't me. Yeah, you guys, I think you're still
on
on
a white screen.
Oh,
a white screen.
Yep, just pure white. Just
wait a second. Okay, here. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries.
We love technology.
There we go.
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's the
See
first
that?
one that you missed. Two markets, and then here we are.
Cool.
All right.
Okay, so initially we niched it down to just moms, and we surveyed over 1,000 moms, and almost all of them had admitted that they have too much time. They don't have enough time to get stuff done during the day, and they wish they had more free time to be able to do what they want. So just proving that fact, in the US, moms are extremely busy. They run 2 to 3 hours a day. They spend 2 to 3 hours a day running errands, drive about 29 miles per day, taking more than 5 trips. This just shows that they're really busy and there's a lot of space that we can take and help them with those errands. So our problem too is that there's not enough time during the day for these drivers, other rideshare drivers, to work for the whole entire day. So this data right here comes from DoorDash directly, and it shows hot times of the day when DoorDash drivers, Uber drivers, and Lyft drivers are working. And with Errand, our goal is to fill in those gaps so that we can provide them with work throughout the entire day. So now I want to present to you the initial target market that we're going after, which is moms specifically. So just in the US, by taking those data numbers from a Transact research data done in the US, there's about 44.2 billion hours of errands run per year here. So what we're trying to show with that is that there's a huge amount of opportunity in this marketplace, and we just need to capture a small bit of it in order to be successful as a company. And then if we're taking that even further down to just Utah moms, there's about 1.2 million moms in Utah. And to show exactly how Errand could do in a situation with this, if just 3% of Utah moms use Errand on average 3 times a month, which comes from our data from our beta testing that we've done, which we'll show later on, that would translate to about $2.25 million of revenue per month just in Utah alone. So there's a huge market for this and a lot of opportunity.
So this is our solution. This is the Errand app. Just like the video showed, we are the most customizable option for these people so that they can get whatever they need done at any time. You know, they don't have to pick a specific store that a specific service is offering, because we're able to go wherever as long as it's within a point A to point B range. This is our business model. So we charge $7.99 per errand, and there are extra fees that are incurred, you know, if the errand goes beyond a certain amount of time, 7 miles or certain distance, I'm sorry. And the consumer is able to purchase multiple errands at a time for a lesser price. Like they can purchase 5 errands or 10 errands as a pre-scheduled. And this is our 6-month beta test results, as Kason was saying. So some numbers that I want to highlight from this are our gross profit margin is 43% per errand. And we have over 300 customers. We've done over 1,200 errands in this time. And something else that's really cool is we have an 100% customer retention rate, which may seem crazy, but it's true that each customer that has booked with us has booked a second time. So that's been really cool for us to see. So this is just that ongoing beta test in number form, really just showing where that profit margin is coming from, including the long distance costs and tips. So this is really showing what Errand is capable of. Like it says, we really can do virtually any errand under the sun. Our most common errands are just random miscellaneous item pickup / item drop off. Like for example, you know, moms have gone on and booked errands to pick up their kids' lunch from that he left at home and take it to the junior high, take it to the office and say it's for this person. That just kind of goes to show how customizable it can be. And it's cool because every day we're having new errands getting booked, and we're really seeing how far the limit can be pushed, because new errands are getting booked and we're like, oh, I guess it can be used for that or this. So our customers really are showing us what they need and how they need, which errands they need done. These are just different testimonials. People have really been loving it, and it's just really been a lifesaver for a lot of these people, and they feel like they're being spoken to, and the fact that we're able to do the things that they need. So this is just a team that we have behind us. Obviously, we have myself, Kason, Scott Young, he's our CTO, technical co-founder. We have Graham McMullen, he's had 30+ years in tech experience, plus 6 exits. Corbin Church is another notable name on there. Dave Chichester, he was the former CFO for Overstock.com. So we really want to surround ourselves with a team that's really going to help us get this done. So we're excited to move forward. So the video went over this. This is what we call our secret sauce, or critical mass, if you will. It's really going to help our customers know when they want to book more errands. When you sign up for the Errand app, you'll be able to pick your 5 favorite stores, and you'll be notified when errand runners in your area are going to these locations, so that you can say, oh, you know what, I do need my package taken to the post office. And it's beneficial for the customer because they'll get it at a discounted rate because it's going along with another person's errand. It's beneficial for the errand runner because they're able to incur multiple errands in a smaller period of time. And it's good for the company because it actually boosts up our profit margin 30%. Is it not working? Okay.
Yeah. So going over the secret sauce, just like Claire said, this shows exactly where our profit comes from and how much our margin increases and how much the total hourly pay for our drivers increases also. As you can see, it increases tenfold. It's huge for our drivers because they can make a lot more, and it's huge for the company because our profit margin increases quite substantially. Going over our future growth, there is a huge market for what we're tapping into. And just by state, our growth can grow. It can go each year quite a bit. Our plans are to grow just by really focusing in on influencer marketing, B2B growth, specifically targeting mothers, fathers in come year 2, and then year 3, targeting our whole critical mass and achieving that. With our secret sauce, our margins are much larger, as we explained in 2 slides before. And this just kind of portrays exactly where that secret sauce comes in and helps our margins grow. As I said before, the market for Errand is huge. And there's a lot of other companies out there that are doing things very similar, like the video stated, but not the exact same. So if we look, we see the top guys like Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, and we see the actual market share that they own. But what's surprising is how much of the share is actually left in that pie, how there's 60% of people that don't even use these services. And if we focus in on Instacart, they only own 2.8% of this market. And if we go to the next slide, we see that they have about $3 billion of revenue per year with such a small slice of that pie. So this marketplace is huge. You don't need much to make a lot of money and to have a lot of success. And there's room for a lot of growth. Our plans with Errand are very simple. We plan to grow for 3 to 5 years, as we've seen trends with other companies do. So if we look at Uber, Lyft, and DoorDash on these next slides, we see there's been a trend over the past 3 years where between the 3, they've acquired over 35 companies. And I want to point out 2 of them specifically. So Drizzly, for example, was acquired by Uber for $1.1 billion. They were just along the West Coast, had about 1 million users, and got bought for $1.1 billion. And if we move on to Lyft, they've done something very similar. And the last one I want to point out is DoorDash. So Caviar was a food delivery service, just like DoorDash. They were acquired for $410 million after being a company for 5 years and only having roughly 1 million customers. So our goal with Errand is to do exactly that. And that is our 3 to 5 year exit strategy, to be able to then be enough of annoyance to these companies so that they acquire us for the customers that we've built. Currently, we are raising our pre-seed round, but to get to this point, we put in 15 to 17-hour days for 6 months, building our website, beta testing, growing our customer base, hiring drivers, and then bringing on app developers that are developing our app, which will be done in September. Currently, we're in our pre-seed round, and we're looking to raise $600,000 to fund the rest of the build of the app and actually go through our marketing and be able to acquire the customers that we've seen we can get. And we've seen that our competitors have been able to do with such a low customer acquisition cost. Up to this point, we've raised about half of that. And we're really excited to be able to finish this out so we can go and finish out this journey and really grow the company how we expect it to grow. Thank you. We really appreciate you guys for listening. And that's Errand.
Okay,
Awesome.
great job.
Yeah, great job.
Sorry, there were a few technical difficulties, but
No worries. Yeah, I should have said something earlier. I was trying to figure out if my my screen was something was wrong on my end.
Yeah, same.
No, you're good. I'm glad you said something.
were you guys able to see the video, or was that a blank screen
Yes.
too? Okay.
No,
yeah,
we could see the video. The sound quality wasn't great,
Okay, that's good.
but no, I like the video. Tim, how do you want to do this? Do you want to?
Yeah. Go ahead. Do you have any questions before we get into the good and the bad?
Well, I did have a couple of questions. One that came up at the end was, what does the cap table look like today? You know, how much do you guys have still? I noticed you did a founders round where you had a $3 million valuation and raised a little bit of money. I think gave away 15% there to the initial investors. Is that right? What does the rest of the cap table look like?
So by the end of the pre-seed round, between the founders, we will own 75% of the company.
And how many founders is that? I know on your team slide, you had a lot of people on that slide.
Yeah, it's me, Claire, and Scott that are the founders.
Okay. All right. Super helpful. I guess, Tim, go ahead. Do you have any questions?
No, go ahead. Let's just start into some of the good and the bad. What would you like about this, Jeff?
Me, I
Yep.
actually liked the video, even though the sound quality wasn't great coming through the Zoom and everything. I kind of liked how it set the stage It helped me understand what you were doing, and really simple, easy. It was short enough that I thought it was good. I was a little worried that you're going to go way over time. And so I actually liked the video. I liked the focus on your margin, that your unit economics, and you broke it down into that. So I thought that was very well done. I liked how you wrapped it up, and had your ask at the very end. It was pretty clear, concise. What I was wondering, are you doing a safe round, or are you doing a priced round first? I would guess it'd be a safe. Okay.
Yep.
And so the what was it, $6.5 million? That's a cap.
Yep.
On there. Okay. So, yeah, I thought that was all really good. One thing I'll let Tim go on what he thought was good before I jump into a couple thoughts.
We like the good, but we need the bad.
Yeah, totally.
Agree.
That's what we're here for. No, honestly, guys, great job. A lot of my things are going to be caveats. So I'll be honest, I don't like videos, although I will say your video was good. And the reason why I don't like videos is because of issues like you guys had, right? You can mess up in pitches and it's not a huge issue. You guys are very professional, confident, and just work through it. Totally fine. Some people get really, really flustered. So for other people, I would recommend not using a video. And even in your guys' case, I think the video was good. Like Jeff mentioned, it did have some audio issues, especially on a Zoom, but sometimes it just doesn't work. Like audio doesn't work even in a live pitch.
Yeah.
I don't think you need it, but it is a beautiful video. That's what I'm saying. What you're doing is so simple to understand that the video, I don't think, adds any true value to the pitch, to be honest. But you can keep using it. It doesn't hurt you. It just may not help you, right? Does that make sense?
It's good for marketing, at least.
It's a great marketing video for sure.
It is. I agree.
Yeah. I will say, I also really like your guys' branding from where you're at from a company point of view. Your traction is incredible. And I'd like to actually ask a few questions on that. Like, who did the first driving? Like, how did you guys get people using it? Like, how many people was this that you guys were?
Yeah. So when we first started in August, we built the website together, and then we went and found 10 users and 10 drivers. Most of them were just family and friends, and said, the drivers were all my cousins actually at first. I said, hey, you guys, you're going to drive, I'll pay you for this. And then I told all the users, I said, get on this website and use it for anything you want. We just want to see if it's actually going to work. If it doesn't work, then whatever. And then that first month, we actually ended up doing like 80 errands, and it wasn't from our users. A few were from our actual users, our family. But then all of a sudden it was random people that were getting on our site. And it was like, okay, people like this. And one thing we didn't mention is we have done no marketing, no nothing for these past.
Organic social media growth, but no money spent on marketing.
Exactly. And then all of a sudden, month to month, we started doing 100 errands, then 120, then 150, and they were all new customers that were just organically coming to our website from word of mouth. So it started off with 10 people that we knew, and then all of a sudden, after month one, it was 30 people we had no idea who they were, and then grew to 300.
That's awesome.
Did you have to get more drivers? Like, did you have to go out and find more drivers?
Yeah. So how we found drivers, we've got a lot of DoorDash and Uber drivers. Like, that's one of the problems that we're solving, because it fills in the time and they make more money. And then we have quite a few single parents that we found. We put Indeed ads out and people would come on. We go on Facebook groups for DoorDash and Uber drivers, and they easy to get them through that, sign up. So yeah, that's how we've done that so far.
Awesome. So, okay, another caveat, right? You guys did a really good job of using 2 people. I don't recommend it. Again, I'm trying to help other people, not only you guys, but you guys did a really good job of knowing when to switch, and you didn't do that look at each other and wait. That happens a lot of times with 2 presenters. So just be cognizant of that. Sometimes one is usually better, but you guys did a great job. So that's kind of my thing. No, honestly, great job. Jeff, let's get to what they could fix.
It's interesting because that was one of the comments I had. Going into this, I was like, oh no, they've got 2 people presenting. You guys pulled it off. So good job. But normally that is a distraction and challenging. And so, I mean, keep that in mind. So a couple things that I noticed was, I mean, first off, the transition from the video. So back to Tim's point, that can always be challenging. And so one reason not to maybe use the video, but even though I liked it, but that was something, either work on it and make sure it's clean and crisp, or maybe you don't need it. So the other thing is, on your team slide, I alluded to this, but your team slide was really crowded. There were so many team players on there. I'd almost break it down into who are the founders, who are the key ones. And that's why I had to ask that question on, okay, is this thing divided up into like, by 20 people?
Yeah.
And that was a concern I had, that I think you could get away from if you broke out some of the, the folks into whether they're advisors or whatever.
Okay.
But this is your thing. As investors, we're betting on you, the founders, probably not on Dave Chittister and Corbin Church and those guys, even though it's nice to know that they're supporting you. And I think some of them have invested. You might want to list them as investors, because I think that gives credibility to you that, okay, you've got some, legit folks that have put some money in. So that was one point. The other thing on the secret sauce slide, I like the message, but the slide, it was kind of busy and a little confusing. There were a lot of words on that slide. And I think you ended that with the whole premise that I think you can condense the message and get it to, the more deliveries we do with more people having needs at the same time, the better our profit margins are. And you kind of did that, wrapped it up on the next slide with the numbers. If there's a way to make that particular slide a little bit more simple and get that message across at the same time, see what you can do there. But other than that, I mean, I thought it was fantastic. I did find myself making a few calculations a couple times. And so I don't know if you'd want to make that easier for an investor. When you said that, we only need 3% of the market here, there's, what was it? 1.2 million moms in Utah, and we need 3%. I had to read, okay, what is that? Okay, that's about 36,000 moms. So I mean, there was that, and then there was there was another calculation. I found myself distracted and plugging away on my calculator and Tim, maybe you remember what that one was, but
Yeah, I think I do.
okay. So anyways, those were my comments. But overall, great job. I noticed you still got the Izzy app. Is that still your website, or are you guys updating that?
Yeah, so the current website that our users actually book through is the Izzy app, because we have not rebranded yet. But
Okay.
we launch our rebrand on May 1st.
Cool.
Oh, good. Okay. Very cool. With a new domain, or?
Yeah,
New
we
domain,
have
it'll
the
be
new domain at goerrand.com.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
we have the new Instagram and all social media stuff. We're just
just waiting to get enough content to really blast it out there.
Yep. Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
I'll hand things off back to you, Tim.
Thanks. Yeah. So a couple things here. So this is a common thing that we see when people are trying to kind of sell us on the investment. You use lots of numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there was probably maybe 10 slides that talk about market and Uber's revenue and things like that. It's not super needed if you do a market assessment right. But you only need one slide, right? You could use to markets, like that one slide that you guys have that shows like the entire market segment, that there's still 60-some% of people who aren't using these types of things. That combined with how many people are doing errands or wanting errands, you really can merge those together versus kind of keep hitting on this point over and over and over again. It's kind of like when someone's trying to sell you like on a vacuum and they're like, but you need a vacuum, but you need a vacuum. Like your house is dirty, your bedroom's dirty. Like, yeah, I know my house is dirty. Like you could have just said that, right? That's one thing that I would have done. The calculations, so if you guys could go back in your slides a little bit, I think I can help you guys at least look at where I think Jeff and I got.
Were you doing the same thing?
Yeah.
Calculator?
I try to do the mental math, but it doesn't work. So while you're keep going backwards. So
Okay.
all of
Okay.
these number slides, we really want to understand, right? If
Okay.
you're gonna put like something like here, like go to that, I'll go back to the slide you were just on.
Oh, the
Like,
40.
yeah, I'm adding this up. Like, I want to know where 100% of your business is coming from, or in this case, what they're trying to do, right? So I'm like 40, 10, 10. Okay, cool. I get it, right? Go to the slide before. Yeah, so this is another slide. I'm like average time, like these are the numbers like I really am trying to understand. And I think that you can combine a lot of these slides together. Go to the one before, or spend more time on it. Like, let me digest this thing. Here's
Okay.
another one that I want to digest. You're putting all these numbers out here. Go again to the one before. Okay, so this is how you get paid. Go to the one before. All right, go to the one before this. I think this is where things start getting, okay. You guys dive so deep into the market, into this 3% thing right here. I don't know how you get paid yet,
Yeah.
right? So this usually, in my opinion, should come after those revenue slides, because that I'm okay. I'm trying to figure out, okay, so how do you get to 2.25 million? I don't know what this thing costs, right?
Yeah, we
You
don't
have
have
3%.
no.
Yeah, so I can't, like the Jeff's point, I can't even add the right numbers together to even come up with an idea here. And then the next slide, you tell me it's $8. So it's better to put the solution and then how you make money, and then start talking about the market opportunity, or the size of the market,
Okay.
in that kind of order. Go back a couple more slides. Okay, yeah, so this is, you got some really good things here. I think getting to the solution, I'd have to hear it again maybe, but like it kind of led me backwards a little bit before it brought me forward. It's like, talk about the solution. There are these people who have time to help run errands. Yeah, this kind of slide is more of a market slide, and then you brought me back to the solution, right? So you talked about the market before the solution, and I would have loved to seen the solution earlier. Like, walk me through all the problems, tell me about the solution, how do you get paid, then bring me back into the market.
Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Another thing that I would recommend, and I'm going to try and push this, is no thank you slide, especially not your citation slide. Put those in an appendix. Just end on the ask slide. And I recommend, I know you guys are going to go after your third round and what you've done before, but really highlight what you're doing today, because I wasn't sure really if I was in column 1, the column 2, or column 3.
Gotcha. Okay.
Does that make sense? Like, I'm trying to know which one to read, and you guys you've got this thing dialed. And so you're moving so fast, and I'm trying to figure out which column I should be on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that make sense? And that's where Jeff, I think, was asking, like, I don't know what you're doing. How much money did you give away? You know? And so
Yeah.
that goes back to your team slide as well. Like, I agree with Jeff. Clean that up, put you guys and whoever, make huge circles, and then make everybody else who's not as important as you guys small.
Okay.
Yeah, those are my big ones. Like I said, I think you guys did a great job. So now here's the question, Jeff, based off of what you heard today, even with all the errors and things, would you want to take them into due diligence?
Yeah. I think you guys did a great job at presenting the problem, the opportunity, and it's a big opportunity. I would take you to the next level and say, hey, let's hear a little bit more. And one thing you'll get from that is, some of those slides where it's got a lot of the numbers, that's where you dig into a little bit more. For somebody that's seen this the first time, that can be a little, oh, I need to spend more time on that. That can be a good thing and a bad thing, right? One, I'm like, oh, I'm distracted and I'm not sure if I caught it all, but it did leave me wanting to dig into it a little bit deeper and go, okay, but I got enough saying there's an opportunity here, that, yeah, I'd take you on to the next stage of getting some more info.
Yeah, absolutely. Same with me. I think one thing that I would add to this is, I think you guys can remove some of those numbers, because again, like Jeff said, we can dive into that. And I would love for you to spend a little bit more time on the traction, what you did so far, because like, it's working. Like, this is crazy. Like, it shouldn't be working, You know, especially in our market, we've seen, I'm Jeff, how many of these types of models have you seen? And your guys' is working. So I think spend a little bit time on like the beta that you launched, how you did it, how you got these customers without doing anything. Like
Okay.
it's pretty exciting for us that you're like, oh, there really is a thing here. Like this could be cool. And then our wheels will start turning.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I would love to learn more. I think this is pretty cool. And I like you guys too. Like I said, I think you guys presented well.
Thank
And
you. Appreciate it.
yeah, you built something. All right, cool. Well, thank you guys so much for presenting. You know, if you other people are looking for help with pitch decks, please reach out. We'd love to get more people on the show. And if you need help with your finances, look at forecaster.co. Great tool there. And again, thank you guys so much and see you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Guys.
Bye.